Hello, and welcome to Smackdown review number 4, going over the 1024 episode of Smackdown. And a lot happened on this show. I'm pretty sure that this is the one that I have the most slides about, which I also went more in depth. I felt more energetic about this Smackdown, even though certain parts it was kind of boring. But anyway, we made it through, and let's get started right now. Jimmy and Cody are backstage. Cody was walking in, and Jimmy comes out of nowhere. Cody's like, "Hey, man, what are you doing here?" And Jimmy's like, "Here, I'm here to talk about like all this about like Jacob Fatu because he got taken out last week, and he thanks Cody for like looking after like Jacob last week." And then Cody goes, "Well, I know how you're doing, but like, how about Jay?" So they're kind of planting that seed about Jay. Jimmy goes, "I'm gonna go talk to Nick," and Cody goes, "I'm going to go talk to the people." And that's exactly what he does. He says that he acted fairly uncharacteristically last week, and he really doesn't know where it came from. But he's like, "I don't know if I should apologize for doing it, but it kind of felt good and everything." And then Drew's like, Of course you think it feels good. You're corporate Cody. All these people, you do all these cheap things, and these people still cheer you." He goes, "Maybe you took out Jacob. Maybe it was the black sheep of the family, Jimmy. Maybe he took a few lessons from his wife." Talking about Naomi throwing Jade onto the car. And Cody's like, "Come on, man, like you're just trying to start a fight. I'm gonna take off my expensive suit, and I'm gonna fight you." But there's no need because Jimmy Uso jumps Drew from behind and takes out Drew McIntyre. Cody and Jimmy are kind of just vibing, and then the MFT come out because they're scheduled for their match. And let's go right to that match. Ray Phoenix and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Tama Tonga and JC Mateo. uh Ray Phoenix is just such an amazing wrestler. He just bounces on the rope so many times. There's a corkscrew arm drag in this match, doing crazy cross bodies from to the outside. Shinsuke and Ray Phoenix worked really well as a team together. Ray Phoenix will literally team with anybody except Penta, his own brother. But hey, uh, this match, Talatonga choke slams Ray Phoenix onto the apron. They kind of botched it a little bit, but they got there eventually. And Tamatonga pins Ray Phoenix with a move called the Cutthroat. But if you watch AEW, you'll know that this move was fairly elevated. It was a hidden blade. It was a pun on Will Ospreay's theme song. But anyway, Tamatonga hits the Cutthroat, which is just a hidden blade. But he wins the match. And does Ray Phoenix ever win? I just feel like he just always loses. He really needs to start getting some wins or join Penta or something, man. They need to do something with him. But let's go to a match where you have WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton versus Kiana James. Now, this match went on way longer than I expected. I feel like Kiana James lost under a minute to Michin, but she goes like 15 with Tiffany Stratton. At least it felt like 15. Kiana James had some good offense in this match. I enjoyed her wrestling, and Tiffany, always looks great in the ring. But with that being said, Tiffany Stratton still wins after a PME and immediately is beat down by Julia. Julia's just beating her down, and who comes out? It's Jade Cargill. She makes the save, beats down Julia and Kiana, and then shows respect. Hands her the belt. This is my champion. She's beat me so many times, but that doesn't last very long. Jade Cargill finally pulls the trigger and beats down Tiffany Stratton. Just brutal beatdown. Jade still got that gash over her eye from the Nia botch and everything, and just a beatdown. And it's later made official that Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill will go at it on Saturday night's main event. And I think this is the crowning of Jade Cargill. Now, I'll give my predictions next week once we get to Saturday night's main event. But hey, I feel like this might be the crowning of Jade Cargill now with this heel attitude. I think it's great. Jade does go in the ring and hold the belt, but she doesn't hold it up, which you got to hold the belt up on that part. But let's go backstage, and it's Sami Zayn. He's not medically cleared after what the MFTs did to him last week. but he passes the torch. He passes the open challenge torch to Ilya. He said, "Man, you gotta be a warrior to be able to do this, and you're the guy. You're the guy that does this." And Ilya does hold an open challenge, and he's waiting in the ring to see who is going to accept the challenge, and it is Zelina Vega with Aleister Black. No, it's Aleister Black with Zelina Vega. I switched them around. Cool ass entrance. These two look great coming out just in the darkness. Zelina Vega hasn't had so much aura, and Aleister Black has even more aura now having Zelina Vega. They just look great together. But yeah, it was an amazing match. Such good striking into like suplexes and throws and stuff. It was such an amazing match. And then an interruption happens. Damian Priest, who I thought the feud was over with Aleister Black. It's not, I guess. Damian Priest distracts Aleister. Dragunov hits the Torpedo Moscow. 1, 2, 3, and still your champion Ilya Dragunov. I don't like the interruption. I thought Priest and Black were done, but they're not. Priest and Black start brawling, but then Zelina Vega jumps on Priest's back and starts raking at the burnt eye, and then they flee through the crowd, and Priest is like trying to recover, but hey, I mean, I like Zelina Vega and Aleister Black as a team. I think it works pretty well. I mean, Damian Priest might need a mixed tag partner, and maybe it's Lola Vice from NXT. That'd be a pretty fun match. But anyway, let's go backstage where Mello is kind of promo. He says that he's done with The Miz. He doesn't need The Miz. Former Mello, he'd want to go after The Miz, but no. He wants to focus on going back to being him. Great promo. Loved it. Mellow, babyface, great. Kit Wilson interrupts him. He says that he has the toxic masculinity, and Kit Wilson's going to teach Carmelo Hayes to not be toxic. Next week they'll have a match. Mello has to win that match. Man, if he loses, I'm going to have a crash out on Manatee Sports, trust me. But let's go to another backstage segment. It's for Axiom. Nathan Frazier's like, "Hey, man, that was great. When do I get my shot?" And Axiom's like, no, congratulations and all this. Axiom not. And then Axiom just not, being so upfront about wanting a shot. And Ilya's like, "Well, hey, either one of you guys can accept it. That's the beauty of the open challenge. It's every week." And Ilya says anytime, anywhere. It's great. Nathan Frazier versus Ilya and Axiom versus Ilya is going to be crazy. Pretty sure they've all had matches in NXT UK, but I'd be excited to see it again. But then as soon as Ilya walks away, DIY comes up to Fraxium. They have a little banner, and they're just like, "Oh, wow, look, Fraxium's trying to go for all the titles. Ha, ha, ha." Candice LeRae says that Fraxium isn't worth it, and they walk away. Then why did you confront them if they're not worth it? But anyway. Then they turn around, and Tama Tonga, he goes, what? Just a silent threat to Fraxium, and Fraxium's kind of just like, what is this guy? What is this guy even doing? But whatever. Then another backstage segment. Man, can we get to a match again? No. SmackDown's just a bunch of filler. But anyway, we have Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair backstage, and Kathy Kelly asks them about Bayley's tag team challenge for Raw, and Alexa Bliss accepts. But then they're interrupted by the returning Nia Jax. She should have been gone a little longer, in my opinion, but it's okay. Nia interrupts them, saying, "Are you sure? I'm just waiting on one of you guys to turn on each other." And Alexa's like, "Well, you've never had friendship before," and all this, and Nia's like, "Oh, so many big words from a little woman." And Alexa's like, "Oh yeah, let's fight." And Nia says, "Next week." Alexa says, "I accept." So Nia versus Alexa next week will happen. Nia's probably going to win that. And then I wonder if it'll be Nia has to find a tag partner for the tag titles or something. I don't know. Kind of low-key interested in it. I don't know. I think Nia is going to be better. I don't think the botch is going to affect her too much. But hey, let's get to the main event. No DQ match between Jimmy Uso and Drew McIntyre. This match was fun. These two brawling all over the place, chairs getting thrown. I genuinely don't remember if there were kendo sticks used in the match, but anyway, I mean Jimmy Uso, he was in control and he was trying to hype up the crowd, and the crowd like wouldn't give Jimmy anything. Like they were just not reacting to him at all. It was like they don't care. And I'm like, come on, man. Like you guys will care about the Yeet merchant, but not the brother that does the same exact thing. I don't know. It just felt kind of like Jimmy literally jumped on the barricade and like asked for the fan's hand, and the fan was like what, what do I do? Like, but Jimmy can go out and hold or Jay can go out and just grab somebody's baby, and they'll give him the oh yeah. Oh, you're Jay. You say yeet. Like yeah, obviously you're more talented, and I don't know what's happening right now. Oh my god. My phone vibrated and everything broke. There we go. Okay. Jimmy, yeah, so it's just like Jay can literally hold babies, but Jimmy can't get a hand from the crowd, literally. Jay Uso, or Jimmy, sorry, I'm freaking all over the place now. Jimmy Uso goes for a Uso splash, but it gets a chair thrown at him by Drew. Drew hits a Claymore. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre beats Jimmy Uso like he should. And, I mean, Drew is just literally choking Jimmy. Security runs down, and I'm like, where's Cody? Like, where is Cody? And Cody eventually comes out. They start brawling. Cody throws Drew over the barricade, goes to check on Jimmy. Like, hey, man, are you okay? You good? Cody stands up, gets claymored by Drew. And then it just Drew staring at Cody, whispering things into his ear. He stands tall, ending the show. But, I mean, just this whole ending was very weird. Like, what took Cody so long? Why was the crowd so uninterested in Jimmy? And is Drew really going to take the belt at Saturday night's main event? I don't think so, but I think it might be interesting. But I'm excited for Saturday night's main event. You know, we still have another week to build the show, but that is Smackdown. This has been Manatee Sports reviewing Smackdown. You know, it wasn't the worst show. It wasn't the best either. It was fun. You know, Aleister Black and Ilya definitely going to be one of the matches of the month. That was really good. But other than that, that's it. Make sure to go check out the UFC 321 predictions if you're watching this before 10 a.m. tomorrow, Saturday the 25th. But if you're watching it after, either watch the card or get ready for the review to come out after that card, probably around like 6 or 7. That'll come out because I think the card will end at like 6:30. So, yeah, that's it.